When I got on a farm, I don't know, I felt, reinvigorated again. I felt like life, and I feel like there's a connection between, humans and soil. I think when you put your hands in the dirt, it changed me.
That change came at a time when Davon Goodwin needed it most.
I got injured in Afghanistan in 2010. My vehicle hit a roadside bomb, and I suffered a traumatic brain injury, and I broke my L1 and L2 in my lower back. Before the injury, I was in school studying biology and botany, wanted a PhD in botany, wanted to travel the world, and that was the goal. And when I got into the accident, when I woke up, things were different. I didn't want those things anymore. And I developed narcolepsy, from the head injury, and that's what kind of led me to not pursue graduate school. And I met two doctors who had about a 500-acre farm, and they were looking for a new farm manager, and I applied, and that was the start of farming.
Farming turned out to be an easy fit for Goodwin, thanks to his time in the Army.
Military service and agriculture, it goes hand in hand, because it's the same discipline, the same persistence, the same commitment to your community that a soldier has, that a farmer has as well.
His first ag job gave him a true feel for life on a farm.
So we had chickens, pigs, ducks, turkeys, grapes, hay, timber. There's a little bit of everything, and it got me to figure out, how do you manage land, and how do you, set your farm up. And the grapes were already established on the property, so I got to learn how to, keep grapes going and establish new grapes, and how to maintain a vineyard.
Goodwin used his knowledge to open his own produce business. OTL Farms is located off Highway 501 in Laurinburg. Right now, 3 acres are devoted to muscadine grapes. He hopes to eventually expand to 8 acres of pick your own.
We want to be able to make sure that this farm is open to the community as much as possible. We don't want people just to drive past it all the time but don't have access to it.
Community is important to Goodwin.
After the injury, I kind of felt like I wasn't serving anymore, because when I got injured, my Army career ended on somebody else's terms. And so kind of fulfilling that commitment is farming and be able to give my community fresh fruits and vegetables and be able to serve them in a different manner.
Meanwhile, Goodwin has turned to his community to help ease his transition into farming.
They see me out here and look like I'm doing something wrong, somebody will stop over and say, well, you may want to do it this way. And so everybody, a lot of the older farmers that are in the community have been a great resource for knowledge. And I asked them a ton of questions.
Another thing that helped Goodwin, the Farmer Veteran Coalition.
And this organization I've been involved with for the last 5 years, it's amazing. It brings veterans together, and that camaraderie that you kind of lose when you leave the military and leave your service, you gain that through the coalition. They have a Homegrown by Heroes label that you can label your product with, so your consumers know that it's raised and it's done by a veteran. And they also have the fellowship fund that we were awarded a couple years ago that kind of helps you buy equipment and get into it.
The FVC recently announced a new chapter for North Carolina.
I think that would help a lot of other veterans get into farming because, number one, farming can be scary when you're first doing it, especially when you're not from a farming family. You can find a veteran that's farming near you, and you can go and kind of get your feet wet in the farming. I'm excited about what the coalition is going to be able to do here in North Carolina, and I think that since we're such a military-heavy state, I feel like our membership will definitely grow. Probably, we hope for it to be the biggest chapter, in the country. And I think we're grateful that Farm Bureau is able to be there and assist us as we need to.